So the South Africans are finding out that the grass is not greener on the other side. Y'all remember in May of 2025 when Bone Spurs had 59 South Africans come over to the United States as refugees from South Africa because the South Africans were being persecuted because the Black South Africans were finally taking back their land? Well, the first time that the Bone Spurs administration got those South Africans from South Africa on the American taxpayers' dime, by the way, it got major headlines. But they brought over more people in June and then really ramped up bringing people here from October 2025 to January 2026. And there are about 3,500 people here now from that program. And the Bone Spurs administration wants to prioritize white South Africans and process 4,500 applications a month for them to come over here. Now, mind you, there is a cap of only 7,500 refugees in the world per year. So they are looking to shatter that cap and bring 4,500 people from South Africa here every month. Now, the U.S. has a refugee admissions program, and that admissions program is extended, or should be extended, to all refugees around the world. Thing is, between October 2025 and January of 2026, all of the refugees that have been brought into the country, with the exception of 3 people, all have been South African. They are by far the only prioritized group that the Bone Spurs administration is letting in. All this talk of the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, Nigerians are not being allowed to come to the United States to get away from said persecution. So anybody over there who thinks that they actually care about you and are not using you as pawns just so that they can big boom your country, you are fooling yourself. Because they won't even let you come here as refugees. But they will let the white South Africans come here as refugees. I wonder what the difference is. 2 African countries? Can't quite place it. Put it in the comments. Now, all of these people are coming into the United States. And with all of their talk as to the reason why we need to get rid of the immigrants from South American countries or the Black and brown immigrants that come here, all of that talk is because they don't have the education. They don't have the skills. They leech from the government. So what are the requirements for the South Africans to come here as refugees? They just have to say they were persecuted. That's it. And they have to be from South Africa. Or they have to be 18 years old or a part of a family with a parent. That's it. They don't ask what skills they have. They don't ask about their education. They don't ask about how much money they're going to bring to the country. They don't worry about whether or not they're going to be using government funding for health care or food assistance. They don't worry about that. They don't ask the South Africans how they're going to make society better. Apparently, their lack of pigmentation makes them worthy enough candidates, without having to verify all of that pesky stuff like skills and education and value to society. But the thing is, South Africans who came over here thinking that the grass was greener are finding out the hard way that America is not as great as the propaganda would like them to believe. The grass is indeed not so green over here. And as of March of 2026, there has been a mass exodus wanting to return home. They trying to get the hell out of here. About 1,000 refugees have applied to get their citizenship back in South Africa, citing that America did not live up to their expectations. Nah, you don't like it here? You don't like it here? Come on, stay a while. So when people are asked why they want to go back home, they cite a whole host of reasons why. Things that Americans here have been trying to tell people for the longest time. Starting with living costs. The South Africans realized after living here that housing, healthcare, and childcare are astronomical here. What, you don't like paying $1,300 a month for childcare for one child? You don't like that tens of thousands of dollar bill that you get for healthcare? You don't like paying $2,000 plus a month for your house or your apartment? What? But it was going to be so much better here, right? Nah. They're saying that the cost of living in South Africa is way lower. They have a privatized healthcare system that is more comprehensive and a lot cheaper than the U.S. insurance system that we have here. I don't know much about their privatized system, so I can't say whether it would be better than universal healthcare, which is what most of the first world countries are doing right now. But the South Africans also cited safety as one of their reasons for wanting to go home. They came here because they were being persecuted. Or at least they said they came here because they were being persecuted. Yet they feel safer at home in South Africa. Because of the political climate here, as well as all of those mass unalivings that we get news about every other day, apparently they don't like that. Apparently they don't feel safe because of all of the violence that they hear on the news about just random schools and other places having mass incidents. They think it is safer at home in South Africa, where they were, quote, being persecuted, than to stay here in America. What? Y'all don't like it? But you can openly be racist here. Is that not enough? Y'all done? Y'all want to go home? So the South African government has a portal where if you leave as a refugee somewhere, that you can reclaim your citizenship back in South Africa and come on back home. Well, 1,000 South Africans here in the United States who have come over here recently have applied to go home. And the job portal looking for work locally in South Africa has gone up from South Africans here. It has gone up 70% of people trying to find work in South Africa so that they can go home. It looks like they're not doing too well under Bone Spurs' regime. It looks like they don't appreciate those grocery prices, the housing prices, the gas prices, the childcare and education prices, and the level of safety that people in the United States have all been yelling about for years. And the Republicans have been doing absolutely nothing, and the establishment Democrats have been doing absolutely nothing to change the quality of life for the American people. But y'all thought it was going to be better over here, huh? We tried to tell y'all. Now y'all got to pack up and move all the way back home. I guess being persecuted ain't that bad now, huh? All the while, Bone Spurs is calling affordability a hoax, as he cons the American people out of every dime they have, as he is making bank and pocketing billions off of his status as the POS and thief. It serves y'all right.